Hi, it's Gypsy. It's me again. I haven't put a video out in over a week. I've been really super sick, and I didn't have a voice for nearly 4 days. I still kind of deep in the chest, still sick. So I am doing I'm gonna call it a clopening. You know, where you close and open. So I'm gonna close out November and open December. So yeah, this is my clopening for this month. So let's start with what I did last month. What I read. I started with The Girl from Blind River by Gail Massey, and it was the read for Barnes & Noble book club, and I run the Barnes & Noble book club, so I have to read it, and it was pretty good. It actually hinted at some things that brought up some memories for me, because the main character grew up learning how to play poker, and I grew up learning how to play poker. I lived in a poker household. My stepfather had weekend games, and I can remember my mom, making beverages for everybody and serving them, and there were just snacks and foods, and all the guys gathered around the table in the dining room from Friday night till Sunday night, late nights. They never stopped. I learned to play poker. I loved it. I thought it was a great lifestyle. So that I gave a 3.5 stars to. It was okay for me. It's not my genre, so I read it because of book club, and I was interested in the subject, but still, it wasn't. It's not really my genre, so it got a 3.5 stars, which was really good. And the author is a local author from St. Pete, so I thought that was really cool. And the next book I wrote was Into the Drowning Deep, which I loved. And it's the first book in my entire life, that's by Mira Grant, that gave me nightmares. I had nightmares for 2 nights for sure. And it's about, there's plenty of videos out there for it, but it's about a group of scientists and a boat that goes out into the Mariana Trench and never returns, and there's not a single survivor. And then, like 5-7 years later, they send out another boat with a bunch of scientists and people who were closely involved in the previous one, family members and stuff like that, to find mermaids, but what they find are sirens. I thought it was explained so well. It's very scientific, so it makes sense. It's very, very good. And I gave that 4.5 stars. I didn't cry. If I cry, it gets a 5 star. But I did get nightmares, so it's really okay. 4.75. How about that? Yeah, that'll work. The next book I read was A Winter's Promise by Christelle Dabo. I'm not sure how you say it. It's a French translated book. I fell in love with it. I love the whole concept of, I don't like, Earth, being blown to bits and pieces, and then everybody living on those bits and pieces around the universe. It was kind of weird, but it was an interesting concept, and I love the characters in it, and I gave that a 4.5 stars as well. It lives a good cliffhanger. People may not think it's a cliffhanger, but I felt it was. And it's about a girl who can know the past of things when she touches them, and she's not only just does that. I mean, there are people in her family that can do that, but she can go all the way to how it was made. So her power is much stronger than anybody else's in this particular piece of Earth. And then she has an arranged marriage, and she has to go live 1 year with her fiance. before the marriage, and it's the year, it's time before, it's in that time period. So she gets to know her future husband, which she's not thrilled about. He's not thrilled about. He has his own reasons why, and she has her reasons. Oh, and she can walk through mirrors, which is really cool too. So as long as she knows what the other side looks like, or what the room looks like, she can walk through the mirror, from her mirror, wherever she wants to go. So I want to do that. Yes, I want to do that. And I'd go to Italy and visit my son. That would be nice. So that was awesome, and I can't wait for the next book. Now, the next book has been written, and the next book after that has been written, and currently I looked up, the author is in writing book 4. So we're just waiting on the translations for book 2 and 3. So she needs to, the translator needs to hurry up and finish translating. So, because I really want these books. They're really good. So the next book is, I read was The Countess and the Rake, by Georgette Brown. And it was pretty good. You know, it's one of my fluffy romances. I need something light after horror, and memories, and high fantasy. Let me get me some fluff just to, you know, cleanse my mind. So I did, and that was a 4-star. It was a normal fluff. It was really good. Your normal good girl, and, you know, royal lord of the manor kind of thing. It's just my normal fluffy reads. And the next thing, I actually have a book. A lot of these I get. The Girl of the Blind River I borrowed from work, Barnes & Noble, not my bookstore. Into the Drowning Deep, I have it. I can't find it. I don't know what I did with it. It's somewhere around here. A Winter's Promise I borrowed, you know, from Barnes & Noble again. And I don't know, The Countess and the Rake. Oh, that was an ebook. And was a Winter's Promise an ebook? Actually, I think it was. I don't think I borrowed that. I think that was an ebook. So, yeah. And then Red Thorn was in my last video. This book here was in my last video. It was the graphic novel that I bought off of my book haul from Book Outlet. And I read that. And I gave it a 3.5 stars. I love the artwork in here. It was an interesting concept. I don't think I explained it last time. And it's about this girl who, what she draws comes to life. So she has to be careful what she draws. So it's an interesting concept. I don't know if I'll continue it or not. I'm not sure if I was that interested or not. I did give it, what did I give it? 3.5 stars. I gave it 3.5 stars. We'll see. I don't know yet. I'm still not really big into graphic novels. Although I've got something coming up, maybe. And then the last book, I read 6 books in November. Just a lot going on with the bookstore. The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue, which I gave 4 stars, and that's by Mackenzie Lee. And I liked it. I liked it. The characters, the main character, I think Monty. Yeah, Monty and Percy. Total jerk. But he wasn't. He was just, oh my God, he was so sweet. But he was a jerk. But he was so sweet. I really liked it. I don't know, watching the reviews and stuff for the next book, the Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Pirates, or Pirates and Petticoats, or something like that. I'm not sure if I'm going to read that or not. Somebody spoiled something on a video. Didn't let me know it was a spoiler. And I was like, no, I don't know if I want to read it now. Because I did. Until I heard that, and I was like, well, that kind of is weird. Because I took it more of, you know, as one of my fluffs, just a young adult fluff, kind of. So, but with the next book, with what was mentioned, and just casually in a video, I was like watching, I was like, oh, they were doing a review on the book I read, and I was like, what? I'm like, and I hadn't read yet. And I was like, oh no, I don't want that. Yeah, whatever. I don't know if I'll read it. But I like the Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. It was really good. And I liked Monty and Percy really well. Really well. Just off chance, I want to mention a couple things I've actually watched in November as well. On Thanksgiving, I got in a really mood. I hadn't watched Harry Potter since they all came, to the last one came out, and I watched them, I binge watched all of them at once, right as the last one came out. And I hadn't seen them since, but I loved them. So I watched Harry Potter, the first and the second one, on Thanksgiving Day. And then a week later I watched number 3. And I'll catch up with the rest of them before Christmas, as I want to watch, for some reason they remind me of Christmas, and a lot of people in a lot of videos see that way too. So I think that's really cool. I don't know why we think so Christmassy of Harry Potter, but we do. So that's, I'm right there with you. I get it. I don't know why I get it, but I get it. And then I watched, I'm addicted right now to the Ancestry.com show, Who Do You Think You Are? And following the stars back to their, I see a cat. Brimstone. Who Do You Think You Are? Following American stars to tracing their roots back through Ancestry.com. And what's really cool is the producer of the show is Lisa Kudrow, which is just odd, but that's really cool. It's just like, okay, I don't know how that works or anything like that, but it's really cool, and the show's really cool, and I nearly cried every episode because somebody in their family is just, it's heartbreaking, and it's, some of them are really cool, and some people are really royalty down the line, and I'm doing my own roots, and there's some really unusual things suspected in my roots. So the show's really cool, and I haven't got all the seasons yet, but there seems to be 11 seasons for the American, and they have them for Canada, they have them for European, they have them for like 6 or 7 different countries for this particular show. It's really cool. I don't care about any of the others. I don't know those people. I know the people, American actors and singers and stuff like that. And that's what I'm watching, so I think that's really cool. So if you're like Ancestry, have you seen the show, Who Do You Think You Are? And then a couple weeks ago, I had a friend come over from Barnes & Noble into this store, and after hours we watched Labyrinth. She hadn't seen it, and I'm like, and she wears a shirt that she didn't see it, so we had to watch it, and now she gets it. And speaking of Harry Potter and Labyrinth, if you don't know, I didn't until now. Wow, okay, totally blew my mind on that subject. If you don't know, you can, look that up with Google it. I don't want to get into it. It really upset me. So, because The Labyrinth is one of my absolute favorite shows, or movies. Okay, so I did that, and that's in November. Did I do, I did win a book off of Goodreads. We all know that Goodreads have giveaways, and I won Enclave by Thomas Locke. It looks pretty good, and it's nearly 100 years have passed since the Great Crash. What was once America is now a collection of enclaves governed by the local level and only loosely tied together by a farce of a federal government. Catawba, one of the largest and most affluent enclaves in the southern region, is relatively stable. It maintains successful business relations with nearby enclaves. But when a new vein of gold is discovered beneath the feet of its citizens, it's only a matter of time before trouble finds them. Sounds like history repeating itself. Now, Catawba, I'm guessing, fate depends on an untried young trader named Caleb. Could his plan help secure the enclave's future? Yet Caleb is keenly aware that if his secret were exposed, what secret? He would not live to see another dawn. Is it magical? Well, I don't know. I want to read it. So we'll find out. Yeah. Eventually. Don't know when I'll read it, but eventually. I bought 2 books. I've bought 2 books. Yes. And one of them I don't have a cover for because it's on my wall as a poster, and I'm not even caught up yet. I'm 3 books behind. I've only read the first 4 of Throne of Glass. And I got, we all know what this is. Yes, Sarah J. Maas. Is it upside down? Is it? Can you read it upside down? I'm going to make you read it upside. Ash. Kingdom of Ash. Ash of Kingdom. Can you get it? No. I like it upside down. Anyway, I bought that. Because, you know, employees get a really good discount at Barnes & Noble. And I'm still an employee. And I bought another graphic novel. And I've been holding on to this. And it's from the junior section of all things. It's called Estranged. And it sounded really, really interesting. Edmund and the child were swapped at birth. Now Edmund lives in secret as a changeling in the world above. With fey powers that make him different from everyone else, even his unwitting parents and his sister Alexis, the child lives among the fey in the world below, where being a human makes him a curiosity at the royal palace, and where his only friend is a wax golem named Wick. When the cruel sorceress Hawthorne takes the throne, the child and Edmund realize that the fate of both worlds may be in their hands, even if they're not sure which world they belong to. So it's really cool, and the graphics I like. So I can't wait to find out what's up with this. So it looks really good, even if it is junior. I like it. All right, so I bought those two, and I borrowed another book from work to read. Yeah, I don't have the cover because we keep the covers at work because they don't want us to mess them up. So I got Girls of Paper and Fire. I have not started it yet. I had planned to start it a couple of days ago, and I still haven't started it yet. I'll get to it. But I did pick up, I was cleaning out my children's room in my bookstore the other day. Yesterday. I worked on it all day yesterday. And cleaning out, you know, what's not kids' books and stuff. And I come across a book that actually I am like over halfway already into. So, yeah. Not read this, but I am reading this. The Storyteller's Daughter. So Many Stories, So Little Time by Cameron Doki. And it actually came out in like 2002. The Storemaker's Daughter. And it's about Scheherazade. And she's a storyteller. And how she becomes... and how she holds a kingdom together with her stories. That's what all I'm going to say. But I like it so far that I don't want to put it down. And I love the writing of it. It's very old school. Very old school. Once in the days so long past, even the graybeards among you remember them only in stories. They lived in a king who had 2 sons. I love that. And I came across a graphic novel in the kids section yesterday too. So I was like, well, it's a graphic novel, and I'm trying to read graphic novels, so I'm going to read this. And it doesn't look like it should be in the kids section. It actually should be in the adult section. So I pulled it, and I'm going to read it, and then I'll put it back in my adult section. But it's called Ruse, Enter the Detective. Wade, Gooch, Perkins, and I don't know. City in Deadly Peril. I didn't even read what it was about. I have no clue. But it looks like a Western, which is really cool. And I love Westerns. So we're going to read that. Isn't that pretty? The graphic, isn't that so pretty? Is there any... oh, look at that. Yep. I want to read that. So I'm going to do that. And one last thing I'm going to do. I just got a box 20 minutes ago. So we're going to open the box. We're going to open presents again. I love presents. This is not my last. I'm going to do one more book haul. Because everything is changing next year. I've got some ideas what I'm doing next year. And, yeah, I'm going to have to read a little more. This is ridiculous, me buying stuff and never reading them. So we're putting a stop to that next year. Alright, so we're going to open the box. You're going to watch... yeah. I feel like last video. Alright, what do we got here? It's not very many. Oh, I forgot to... I did this last time too. I got a new shirt in the mail. I ordered, and it's a book shirt. What did I do with it? Oh. Ah, hold on. Are you ready? I got a new t-shirt. Like I did last time. Yeah, it's not the same. This is actually book related. And it's one of my absolute favorite series, because it's not my favorite series. I wish she made actually, I made my own t-shirt. And I'm going to have that printed. And you'll see my favorite series of all time. But this one is way up there. So look. The Black Dagger Brotherhood. Is that not the coolest shirt ever? Yes, J.R. Ward. I had to buy it. Can I have Vicious? Literally, I just want Vicious. Let him tie me. I'll just keep my mouth shut right now. Open this damn box. Again, we got paper. Oh, and a bill. Does this feel familiar? I don't want it to be freaking familiar. Whatever. Okay, let's see what we got. Linda Howard and Linda Jones. Frostline. I don't remember ordering this, but okay. I don't know what it's about. Elena is strength, the manifestation of a tarot card. Oh, that's so... She's a manifestation of a tarot card. I'm in it already. See? I don't know why I'm going to read these. Yes, I am, because I'm going to... You'll find out. I'm not going to tell you. No, 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 no. I feel like it's going to fall. They're crooked, but I don't give a yeah. Empower her beyond reckoning, but when she's pulled into the human realm tasked with protecting a young boy, everything is thrown into chaos. Okay. I love it. Yeah, okay. Ooh, there's a big one. Oh, see, I don't remember. I almost ordered this again the other day. The Black Isle by Sandy Tan. But that cover, her hair, can my hair do that? Here, ooh, see? There's my hair, do you see it? Yeah, whatever. Okay, what's the Black Isle about? There are ghosts on the Black Isle, ghosts that no one can see, no one except Cassandra. I'm all for a good ghost story, yes I am. Oh. Really? I got a manga? Because it's opposite. It's opposite. I've never bought a manga before. Something, The Girl from the Other Side, number 4. Really? Oh, I'll read it. It just sounded really interesting. Shiva's little white lie had devastating consequences. While she reels from the shock of the horrific events that have unfolded, Auntie reveals, oh, see? I'm upset. I have to get the first 3. You see? I ride to town on that. Flip. Beyond the River. I thought that was a hardcover, but I guess not. Sarah Maine. At a time, Evelyn Ballantyre was close to her wealthy philanthropist father, Charles, but his silence on the events surrounding the death of a man on their Scottish border estate. I've been to Scotland. Edinburgh. And took a tour up through the Highlands and cruised on Loch Ness looking for Nessie, and she never showed her neck. Nope. What are you doing? Brimstone's playing with my paper that I threw on the floor. Which led to the disappearance of her friend James Douglas, has driven a wedge between them. Now Evelyn awaits the day when she'll be free of the confines of her father's house. I think she meets him again later and is like, well, I thought you were dead. Something like that. Ooh, see, there's a couple of covers for this one. I like this one. I like this one. I don't know why. I just really like this one. The Wolf Road by Beth Lewis. You are just noisy. You see her run? She guilty. Look at her. She guilty. Guilty. See? What? You see her? She's gonna attack that paper. Rawr. She's making a lot of noise in my video. You see that? She gonna take over. She think, it's gonna be my video. Brat. Where am I at? See, she runs. Wolf Road. Okay. Elka barely remembers a time before she knew Trapper. She was just 7 years old, wandering lost and hungry in the wilderness when the solitary hunter took her in. In the years since then, he taught her how to survive in the desolate land where civilization has been destroyed, and men are at the mercy of the elements of one another. But the man Elka thought she knew had been harboring a terrible secret. He's a killer. A monster. And now that Elka knows the truth, she may be his next victim. Why would she think that? If he's taking care of her, he's not going to kill her. He's got to have family too. Armed with nothing but her knife and the hard lessons Trapper had drilled into her, Elka flees into the frozen north in search of her real parents. But judging by the trail of blood dodging her footsteps, she hasn't left Trapper behind, and he won't be letting his little girl go without a fight. I get that. Why is she running? Why is she afraid all of a sudden? He's taking care of her all these years, and she's just suddenly afraid. I can't wait to find out. It better be good, because she's wrong. The Radiant Road. Like I'm approving of killers or something. I'm not. By Catherine Catmull. Look at that cover. See? Ain't I pretty? Okay. Yeah, I said it. Whatever. Claire McLeod has lived all her life with an awareness of the strange. I look in the mirror and I see strange. Tales of fairies and magic making told to her by her mother who died years ago. No longer a child, Claire has learned to suppress the magic that haunted the corners of her life, to say the word fairy with the appropriate disbelief. Why do we do that to everybody? That's terrible. But after years of living in America, Claire and her father returned to Ireland. We talked about this. I don't even have to go there, right? Right, okay. Has built a house into the hillside and an ancient tree for a wall. For Claire, the house is not only full of memories of her mother, but of the strange and mysterious boy with the raven dark hair. Why is there always a boy? I don't have one. I have a son. It's not the same thing. Ooh, okay. So now let's get really killerish. The Lesser Dead by Christopher Buhlman. The secret is vampires are real and I am one. Shh. Don't tell nobody, okay? I don't want them to know. The secret is I'm stealing from you what is most truly yours and I'm not sorry. Nope. Nope. Not. You know, I clean up the teeth every now and then, you know, wipe it up. Don't look at me like that. New York City in 1978 is a dirty, dangerous place to live and die. Joey Peacock knows this as well as anybody. He has spent the last 40 years as an adolescent vampire, perfecting the routine he now enjoys, womanizing in punk clubs and discos, feeding by night and sleeping by day with others of his kind in this macabre labyrinth under the city sidewalks. My box is empty. Look! I only got one more purchase this year, and then I got plans. You want a box too? Does she want the box too? Is she gonna play in the box? You think she's gonna play in the box? I don't know why I keep looking in a freaking corner and it's over there. I should be looking. Still got problems with this. 'Cause I'm taping on my tablet. Okay. Oh. One more thing I did in November. I'm going to tell you a secret. I'm a book whore. An e-book whore. That's so bad. Okay, so I get like 5 different or 6 different emails daily of all these different websites that tells me how much ebooks cost. I do. And for 99 cents, you know, $1.99, $2.99. Don't go over $2.99. No, I don't. No. But in November, I downloaded and bought, it could have been free. Well, half of these, well over half of these are probably free. 35 ebooks. So bad. Like, when, with this and all of this, when am I supposed to read? Except this one. This one's really good. I'm reading it right now, so yeah. Okay. 35 books. I am not going to go through this list, but I've already started writing down December's. I've only done 4 so far. That's really good on, what, day 8? Only 4. I've been really... Because I got plans. I got plans. Alright, 35 books. you'll find out what my plans are at the beginning of January. So, yeah. We'll get to reading serious reading next year. Yes, we will. And, again, I gotta put... Nope. Shh. I can't tell you. But we're done. That's all I've got. I did my clopening. I'm really sad about this because it's number 4, and I didn't know it was number 4 because I wasn't paying attention or something. I don't know. I have to look up the other 3 because it looks really good. Something about a human child living with the devil. I don't know. Ooh, that kind of reminds me of, what is it? Anne Bishop's The Black Jewels trilogy. Whew, that was amazing. Okay. Anyway, I'm done. I don't have any more for you. You can go away now. Are you still there? Oh, you know, all that stuff you're supposed to do at the bottom, and they keep telling me, and I keep looking, but I don't see any bottom to this video. They think there's buttons down there that you're supposed to do stuff like punch them or hit them or click on them. That's what it is! Oh my god, you're supposed to click those buttons down there for me. Because, you know, this crazy lady, whatever. Yeah, okay, you can go away now. I'm good. It was it. It was done. Shoo! Go away. I'm done. We're done. Get out. Bye.